higher pay, more respect, because it's extremely difficult.
Nationally, there are more than 280,000 fewer public school teachers than before the pandemic. Florida is scrambling to fill 8,000 openings. In Illinois, 88% of school districts surveyed are battling a shortage. In Charlotte, HR manager Laura Francisco is busy trying to hire 373 teachers before school starts at the end of the month.
It's a huge responsibility.
So the district is offering extra cash to teachers.
A sign-on incentive as well as additional monthly pay.
Dallas is offering as much as $3,500 to recruit and retain teachers. In California, a school district is providing below market rate apartments to teachers.
It's hot and dry in Las Vegas, New Mexico, and the city of 13,000 people says it only has 40 days of usable water left. Johnson and other residents are being told to conserve.
44 gallons a day is really not doable for me. I've got to get my kids bathed. I've got animals drinking water. I've got laundry to do, dishes.
The city could be forced to draw water from a lake and use a new filtration system so people can use it safely. Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
7:08 at the Bay Area's news station KCBS. Whole lot of sunshine expected throughout the afternoon today with mild to warm temperatures. Good morning, I'm Melissa Colross.
And I'm Eric Thomas.
Just ahead on KCBS, Vice President Harris is in the Bay Area to discuss reproductive rights. Let's head over to your local Honda dealer's traffic center now to get caught up on the drive with Kim. She's got details again on the situation in Mountain View.
Yeah, we're seeing slow traffic behind this crash. It's not stop and go, but it's definitely going to slow you down. The crash being on northbound 101 up by Shoreline. It's a pickup truck that's been sideways in that far left lane. The traffic is beginning to slow at Ellis Street, according to the Chilton Auto Body collision cam. There's also some slowing into Palo Alto as you approach Oregon Expressway. After that, you're doing well. The slowdown through San Mateo, not really there quite yet. A little bit of slowing just north of Peninsula Avenue heading into Burlingame, so that's just beginning to fill in. In the meantime, we go to the East Bay. This eastbound 580 crash as you make your way out of Castro Valley at Redwood is off to the right-hand shoulder. You may still see emergency vehicles on scene. Otherwise, southbound 880 is still slow. 238 down to A Street, Hayward, then from 92 down to Tennyson. On the other side of the roadway, there was a crash at Tennyson, but it's sitting off to the shoulder, so traffic is beginning to loosen up here. We're looking at Highway 4 traffic. This is really filled in. Westbound Highway 4 trying to get out of Pittsburgh. As you make your way past Love Ridge, the brake lights are on. Pretty relentless. There is an accident over by the San Marco turnoff, but it's off to the right shoulder. It's still not helping anything as you make your way over to the Concord side of Willow Pass. Your next update, 7:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
We've got clouds and fog at the coast. Most of that's going to burn off, leaving behind sunny and breezy conditions. Highs from the 60s and beaches, 70s and 80s bayside, upper 80s inland. Mostly clear tonight, then becoming partly cloudy overnight with lows in the 50s. It's going to be even warmer tomorrow under sunny skies after the clouds burn off. Highs 70s at the coast, 70s and 80s by the bay, 80s and 90s inland. Traffic and weather together on the 8s and All News 106.9 and AM 740.
KCBS News Time, 7:10. Vice President Kamala Harris is in San Francisco today to meet with state leaders for a roundtable on reproductive rights. KCBS's Mike DeWall joins us live from the city to tell us it's the first stop on the Vice President's 2-day return trip to the Bay Area. Mike?
That's right, Melissa. Vice President Kamala Harris begins in San Francisco before tomorrow traveling to Oakland for 2 additional events, one with students and one supporting what the White House is calling the commercial space sector. But as Democrats work to build momentum ahead of the midterms, San Francisco-based political consultant Eric J. says Harris will be a central figure on the issue of reproductive rights.
The Vice President typically carries the political mantle for the administration, and so she's going to be most in the country.
Following some criticism on the vice president's handling of the issue of immigration, Jay says Kansas voters rejecting an abortion ban created an opening for Democrats and the White House.
This is a political lifeline both for the administration and for the vice president. It is a hardship assignment as a Democrat to be in charge of immigration.
On the heels of bipartisan legislative victories in Congress, Jay says Harris will also tout the administration's work on the Inflation Reduction Act.
If you like seeing Kamala Harris, you'll be happy because you're going to see her a lot in the run-up to the midterm elections.
Reporting live in San Francisco, Mike DeWall, KCBS.
Thanks, Mike. We're getting word of a deadly shooting in Brentwood overnight. According to the website East County Today, the Brentwood Police Department is investigating a very early morning shooting that left one person dead and 3 others wounded outside of the 24-hour fitness gym. It happened around 2 a.m. in the parking lot on Lone Tree Way. Police officials say there was an argument inside the gym between a group of individuals, and when they came out of the gym, multiple shots were fired in the parking lot. One suspect is in custody. Another suspect is still outstanding. We'll bring you more information on this as it becomes available.
Later this morning, Governor Newsom is expected to make an announcement about how the state is responding to the ongoing drought. KCBS's Matt Bigler reports live. This comes as California water agencies are struggling to find enough water for residents.
Melissa, Governor Newsom is expected to announce a new water supply strategy, which his office says will help California adapt to hotter, drier conditions caused by climate change. Earlier this year, Newsom admitted the state system for delivering water is complicated.
There's 7,700 systems that deliver water in the state of California. It's a system of systems. It's not one system.
Local water districts are finding it increasingly difficult to deliver H2O. The city of Antioch is now building the first desalination plant in the Bay Area to boost its drinking water supply from the San Joaquin River. Public Works Director John Samuelson tells KCBS he expects more desal facilities will be built in the coming decades.
So you're going to see more agencies look to this technology, which has really advanced a lot recently, to become a more feasible option. It's really going to be our final option as we continue to experience these kinds of droughts.
Newsom's announcement is scheduled for 10:30 this morning in Contra Costa County. Live in the East Bay, Matt Bigler, KCBS.
Thank you very much, Mike. KCBS News Time, 7:13. The 49ers players are getting ready for the season to start. We'll get an update in sports in 1 minute.
Summer's in full swing. Are you making the most of it with backyard barbecues, pool parties, and s'mores by the fire pit? Or have you spent another season staring at the same crumbling patio or cracked driveway? You deserve better. The outdoor remodeling experts at System Pavers can help. Get the outdoor space you've always wanted. And for a limited time, System Pavers will demolish and remove your old hardscape for free. This unbeatable offer can save you hundreds or even thousands. Start by calling 800-PAVE-004 or visit SystemPavers.com. Plus, enjoy special financing to get the ball rolling today. With 30 years of experience and more than 75,000 projects completed, System Pavers delivers more than just beautiful outdoor remodels. You get peace of mind knowing the job's done right. Call System Pavers at 800-PAVE-004 today. That's 800-PAVE-004 or visit SystemPavers.com right now.
All orders must be placed by August 31st. Financing subject to credit approval. See website for full offer and demolition savings details. Contractors license 661575.
Coming up on KCBS, what we can learn by comparing outcomes between pregnant women with access to abortion and those without.
It's time to check the sports line at 7:15. Joe Hughes of the Bay Area Chevy Dealer Sports Desk. And we are talking about the 49ers.
Yeah, the 49ers getting ready to host the Packers tomorrow night as the teams will kick off their preseason schedule. And after a few weeks of training camp where you're only able to hit your own teammates, 49ers defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryans believes his guys are ready to line up against new faces.
It's the perfect time, right? Everybody is kind of at that point in camp where you're kind of tired of going against the same guy, right? Same offense, same scheme. So it's a really great opportunity for those guys to go out and see, can they truly own the fundamentals and techniques that we've been coaching these guys and pressing and stressing these guys over their technique and fundamentals.
Well, after pressing those fundamentals and technique for a few weeks, he says that he is ready to see how guys can apply that when they're not used to seeing the same defense or the same offense over and over and over again, and see if they can take those skills and apply them to a new challenge.
Now, can they go and take it against, right, another receiver, another style of offense? Can they go out and perform and do the things that they've been coached to do? So I'm excited to see those guys just take hold of that and go compete at a high level on Friday.
Well, the Niners held their final practice yesterday ahead of tomorrow's game. They will have a walkthrough, though their highly touted secondary will not likely be on display. Top corners Javarius Ward and Emmanuel Mosley both will be rested. They're dealing with muscle strains, nothing the team considers too serious, but they also don't want to push them too early. No Giants or A's today, but Major League Baseball will hold a showcase event, the second Field of Dreams game in a cornfield in Dyersville, Iowa, as the Cubs take on the Reds. That'll be at 4:15 this afternoon. There's going to be large bleachers with a crowd of about 8,000, all of this set against a cornfield. Last year, the White Sox beat the Yankees 9-8. It was a cinematic ending, and Chicago won that game on a walk-off home run that disappeared into the cornfield. We'll have more on that game later on this morning. From the sports desk, Joe Hughes, KCBS.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you, with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations, so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh, tasty coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Did you know most Dansko shoes are approved by the American Podiatric Medical Association? This means Dansko shoes are beneficial to overall foot health. Dansko shoes are designed with premium comfort and style in mind. Available now at the Walk Shop in Berkeley. This season, Dansko offers new styles from sporty sneakers to fashionable Mary Janes, stylish demi boots, and of course, the classic clog. Come discover Danskos for both men and women at the Walk Shop, 2120 Vine Street in Berkeley. At West Credit Union, we're working towards a brighter financial future for both our members and our community, delivering better rates, better service, and the support needed to get ahead financially. Isn't it about time we worked for you? Let's get acquainted with our new account bonus. It goes beyond our merit rewards program, making everyday banking even more rewarding with cash offers for new members. West Credit Union, working for you today, tomorrow, together. Learn more at merrowest.com/bonus.
KCBS traffic and weather time with the 6-day forecast coming up. But first, we hit those roads with Kim Wunderly. She begins at the Bay Bridge.
Yeah, this is for folks heading to the Oakland side out of San Francisco. This report brought to you by the Dolan Law Firm. We have confirmation from the KCBS phone force and CHP. A crash inside the tunnel. This is eastbound heading to Oakland. It's the two right lanes, and it looks like now they're saying there might be injuries in this crash. They're trying to clear this over to that east parking lot area, but while we wait for that to happen, we are seeing a bit of a backup. It's not that long, but there are brake lights before you get into the tunnel, so be aware of that as you make your way to the Oakland side. If you're westbound pointed towards San Francisco, the backup behind the metering lights just a little beyond the West Grand Merge. Interstate 80, the top part looks actually okay from the Carquinez Bridge all the way down through Richmond. A little bit of slowing at San Pablo Dam Road, and the Chilton Out-of-Body Collision Cam also sees a bit of slowing now as you come out of El Cerrito, approaching Central Avenue to about Gilman, and then you're on your way. We also had a crash that was cleared in Mountain View, which was a good thing. North 101, the one that was up by Shoreline, that's cleared to an off-ramp, but the backup was forming right around Ellis, and that's where we have a new crash. This is a northbound 101 right before Ellis Street, and that blocks the second from left lane. There's 3 cars in this, so now the traffic's backing up from Matilda. Dolan Law Firm, representing people injured by the fault of others and by unlawful workplace discrimination and harassment, with offices throughout the Bay Area and LA. Dolan Law helps fight injustice. DolanLawFirm.com. Your next update is at 7:28 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Mancini Sleep World 6-day weather forecast, introducing Sleep Match exclusively at Mancini Sleep World. KPIX5's Jessica Birch joins us. We have warmer temps ahead.
We do. As we extend into next work week, we're really going to feel it, but depending on where you live. So let's talk about that a little bit. High pressure is pushing its way in from the south. It's going to warm us up, dry us up, and bring in a lot more sunshine into the forecast, really, as we head into this weekend and into next work week. But for our friends in San Francisco and the peninsula in general, we're really not going to notice anything too drastic, I should say. Yeah, we're still above average, sitting in those low 70s, but where we really see the change, as usual during the summertime, is our inland east hills. Now, daytime highs today over there are mostly in the upper 80s. By Monday, we're seeing upper 90s 20s and potentially even triple digits in the forecast. So a big jump really, really fast too as we head into this weekend and into next week. But it's okay. It's nothing too alarming. I don't think the National Weather Service will issue any heat advisories or anything, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking good care of yourself as you head outdoors. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you are wearing sunscreen if you're out there and the UV rays are strong. We're going to keep you updated here in the Weather Center, but long story short, the weather is beautiful today. We're just sitting in those 70s in San Francisco and Oakland. We're seeing some 80s actually off in the North Bay and the South Bay. But as we extend into next week, like I said, we are going to start warming up, so embrace the heat while you can. I'm meteorologist Jessica Birch with your KCBS KPIX5 first alert forecast.
Jessica, thank you. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
KCBS News Time 7:22. Some states are still considering whether to ban abortion outright or limit access to the procedure. So KCBS's Alice Wirtz takes a look at some comparisons of women who had access to the procedure compared with those who did not. The Turnaway study was a nationwide study of women who sought an abortion and weren't able to receive it compared to those who did.
It was like a natural experiment. You got your abortion because you were just under the limit. You were denied abortion because you were just after. Those two groups were the same, and then we followed them through time.
Dr. Diana Green Foster is a professor, demographer, and director of research at UCSF. She found abortion bans make inequality worse.
What we see are very large physical health differences. That's consistent with the medical literature that carrying a pregnancy to term and delivering is much more dangerous than having an abortion, even an abortion in the second trimester.
She's worried about the impact as more states look to limit reproductive rights.
We should be very concerned about the well-being of pregnant people and children after abortion bans take effect.
You can hear more about this study on As Prescribed at 1:30 p.m. today. Alice Wirtz, KCBS. As Prescribed is sponsored by UCSF.
The National Transportation Safety Board has released a preliminary report on the collision last month between an Amtrak train and a Union Pacific tractor in Oakland. That tractor was being used to recover abandoned vehicles from the area near the crossing at 50th Avenue just south of 8th Street when it was hit by a southbound Capitol Corridor train. NTSB found gate arms and flashing warning lights were working at the time of the collision, and that the train's engineer had sounded the train's horn as required upon approach to an intersection, as well as at the moment the tractor partly entered the trackway prior to the crash. 4 people were injured, and it caused $265,000 in damage.
We are on to the Money Watch now on KCBS. Wall Street is adding a bit of a rosy tint to its glasses this morning, and Jason Brooks has got the details.
Most of the stock market's main indices are trading at 3-month highs after another signal that inflation may have peaked earlier in the summer. The government's producer price index, which tracks wholesale inflation, dipped 0.5% in July from the previous month, and like the consumer price index, showed slower annual growth. It's got the Dow up 314 points, NASDAQ gaining 140, and the S&P advancing higher by 41. The next generation of consumers is spending their money differently than older generations. The Collage Group's Gen Z Passion Point survey finds that while gaming is a huge part of their lifestyle, following live sporting events isn't so important, as we hear from Collage Group Director of Products and Content, Natalie Griffith.
Watching highlights after the game is really enough for this group who are so oriented around short form, shorter attention spans, and content that they can consume more passively.
62% of Gen Zers say they watch live sports on TV compared to 74% of the overall population. 8 out of 10, which is about 10. Gen Zers, meanwhile, say they're into video gaming for fun. More than 40% say they do it for greater freedom and a sense of adventure. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks, KCBS.
T-Mobile believes customers deserve to get more without paying. Everything from entertainment benefits like Netflix on Us, to travel benefits, to scam shield protection, all with taxes and fees included. So the price you see is the price you pay. When you're a T-Mobile customer, you get over $225 in value every month in benefits with our Max Family plan.
That's like paying for nosebleed seats and getting to sit in the front row.
That's right. At T-Mobile, your family gets over $225